Piastri was all over the rear of Norris MCL 3.9 in the opening stint, the Australian sticking within DRS range and even making a lunge for the lead with a late-breaking move that led to a lockup on lap 20. He was fortunate not to crash into his teammate, with his race engineer informing him that the move was marginal shortly after. Norris was called into the pits for his first stop of the afternoon, but it was slower than expected as there was an issue with his front left that cost him a few tenths of a second, but rather than pit Piastri on the very next lap to negate his teammate's undercut, McLaren kept the Australian driver out. Tom Stallard, his race engineer, asked him, "Quick question, better to be 4 seconds behind Lando, with more delta, or 1.5 behind?" Piastri replied, "With delta." He pitted 4 laps later and came out with the gap more than 5 seconds. Former F1 driver? Chandhok wondered whether McLaren were hoping to avoid a situation where Piastri got the jump on Norris after his slowish pit stop. "I wonder," just to keep the peace, looking at Norris' slower pit stop, whether they didn't want to run the risk of Oscar overcutting him, said in the Sky F1 broadcast. "If he's on another team, you would snatch that opportunity of the other driver having a slow stop." But going on to acknowledge that McLaren were extending with Piastri, he added, "What they're trying to say there to Oscar is, would you like to keep going more and more and more, in which case Lando, by pitting earlier with his fresh set of hard tires, is going to eventually have a bigger gap to you. They've given him the option, and he's come back with, okay, I want to keep going on these tires. Even if I come out 4 seconds behind, I will then have fresher tires to come back at him." Piastri, however, wasn't able to make his fresher tires count and, after a second round of pit stops, finished the Grand Prix 2.7s down on his teammate.